by Michaela Fuller, 31. As I cradled my newborn son, Fable, in my arms, I felt the same overwhelming joy as I had with my other 3 children. "Look at our little man," I said to my husband, Joe. "He's perfect," Joe replied, smiling. Bringing Fable home to meet his siblings, Aoife, Everly, and Arwen, made my heart swell with gratitude. With 4 beautiful kids, I felt incredibly blessed. But my happiness was bittersweet. I often thought about women who struggle to conceive, unable to experience the joy of motherhood. One day, as I watched my children play, an idea struck me. "I want to be a surrogate," I told Joe. I'd considered it before, but we'd agreed to wait until we completed our own family. Now, I felt ready to help someone else experience the joy I cherish so deeply. Joe, ever supportive, said, "If that's what you want, I'm with you." Instead of going through an agency, I joined a Facebook group called Missing Peace Surrogacy Community UK, hoping to find a couple I could connect with personally. That's when I came across Haley Smith's post. She shared how she'd lost her womb to ovarian cancer and, despite being cancer-free, was heartbroken over her dream of becoming a mom. Her story moved me deeply. I reached out with a simple message. "I'm sorry for what you've been through. Welcome to the group." 2 weeks later, Haley messaged me back. "Hi, Michaela. How are you? Thanks for your warm welcome." We started chatting and quickly bonded. Haley was warm, bubbly, and kind. Soon, we were messaging daily. A few months later, we met in person near my home in Overton, Hampshire. As we walked and talked, Haley shared how losing the ability to carry her child was even harder than her cancer diagnosis. Later, I told Joe, "She's the one I want to help." Over time, our families grew close. Haley and her husband, Paul, joined us for picnics and playdates, and they became like family to us. "You're like a sister to me," I told Haley one day. About a year after we first met, Haley and I were out shopping when she nervously asked, "Would you be our surrogate?" Without hesitation, I said, "Of course I will." Tears streamed down her face as we hugged. I explained the journey to my kids, and they were thrilled. Together, Haley and I drafted our agreement, and soon I traveled to London for the embryo transfer using donor eggs and Paul's sperm. The first attempt didn't take, but we didn't lose hope. On our second try, I got the incredible news. "I'm pregnant," I told Joe, who lifted me into his arms with excitement. I shared the news with Haley by creating a special display board featuring snowflakes and the positive test result. Her response was immediate. "You're having our baby," she cried over the phone. Throughout the pregnancy, Haley was by my side, attending every appointment. Paul joined us for every scan, and we celebrated the baby's impending arrival with a gender reveal party. When the confetti cannons burst into a flurry of blue, we all cheered. "It's a boy!" On a quiet morning just after my due date, I woke Joe at 2 a.m. "It's time," I whispered. We hurried to the hospital, where Haley and Paul joined us in the delivery room. Haley held my hand through the pain, and after 90 minutes, baby Mason entered the world. When the midwife asked if I wanted to hold him, I smiled and said, "No, give him to Haley." Watching her cradle Mason for the first time brought tears to my eyes. "I love you," she said, her voice full of emotion. "Thank you so much." Today, Mason is 8 months old, thriving under the care of his loving parents. Haley and Paul are incredible, and our families remain closely connected. My kids think of Mason as a cousin, and we see each other often. I've even told Haley I'd be open to helping her with a sibling, but for now, we're simply cherishing the bond we built. Our journey brought two families together, creating something truly beautiful. I couldn't have met anyone better than Michaela to carry my baby. She was compassionate, respectful, and always put my feelings first. Mason means the world to us, and while I can never thank her enough, I'm grateful to have her and her family in our lives forever.